It's currently about 9 a.m. I haven't slept a lot tonight, but you know what? It's a perfect time. It's a perfect time to film and record the audio for the year review. Why not? Wobble Fett. Let's go. And so, the year 2025 comes to a close. Time to reflect. Not just in the mirror, but on the whole year. How did it go? What happened? Did all the things you planned come to be? Many angles to look at it, and it's quite silly. But hey, the first video of 2025 was the review of 2024. So this time I'm trying to upload the video on time, We'll see how it goes. You'll see. The question is, why do a review? Well, to put it simply, I don't want to forget things. In these modern times, we get overflooded with so much information. It comes so quick, and it goes just as quick. We don't really stop and think for a moment. Usually it's just a rush through it all, and well, in the future, I'll have forgotten all about 2025. These little videos will be a reminder. A look back at where I was, what happened, what was my mindset back then, and what I deemed important. Sort of self-reflection, and bring you all chat along the way. But first things first, a little timeline. This year could be categorized in 4 phases. Early game Sewerbean Reigns the Duke's hobby, the shitposting era, the new Sewerbean, and kinda Sewerbean Plus at the end. I'll make sense in a bit, trust me. Early game Sewerbean Reigns the Duke's hobby is an era I have been in for a long time. I continued with that path. I have carved up until that moment, releasing monthly music and streaming on Twitch. I started with releasing music for Magical Tragedy Aligned, the album, releasing I'm Not Human But Neither Are You, doing some local collabs with Edgar's on Kog'Maw Dot. Kog'Maw, really? I misremember my own song, Kog'Maw Top.exe. Still, one of the best videos I've done from a visual point of view. In March, I started teasing my VTuber debut. Unfortunately, due to life circumstances, the debut of the VTuber model and my persona had to be postponed for about half a year. A little bit silly, since I already kinda had teased it and done my first advertisements for it, but it is what it is. A little lesson for y'all, chat. Tease and show trailers only when the project is done, not when you're finishing it or when it's still in the work in progress stage. Oh well, happens. Up until the beginning of summer, I streamed a bunch of games that I started and didn't finish. Omori, Rain's World, Code Vein, a bunch of visual novels. I had to improvise a little bit since all my banked content was spent since the VTuber was still in the oven. I was out of consistent content. So, I thought about it. What to do. I was really hyped for the VTuber model. I didn't want to, continue with my old model. That stays in the past. So, I entered my shitposting era. And during my shitposting era, I had a lot of fun, and I slightly understood a thing or two about shorts, edits, and whatnot. I took a break from streaming for most of the summer. I got myself fully down to do the debut proper, doing of course music in the background, and a lot of behind the scenes stuff and whatnot. Honestly, the break was nice. I tried quantity over quality, that angle of content creation, but it didn't pan out. And well, I'll stick to quality over quantity for now, and probably in the near future. As the summer rolled up to a close, the debut stream happened. Huzzah! Which date was it? I'm bad at dates and my memory is foggy, but I'll probably edit in post. And holy shit, that chapter of Sewerbean has been and is fun. Haha, has been hotel. Streaming felt like fun. Sure, because of the break, I was eager to jump back in, but also because of the new chapter in the journey that is Sewerbean and Reigns the Duke's hobby. The whole experience. Firstly, I was a high elo, low tier, pro Runeterra streamer, then a variety VTuber, and now I'm a variety VTuber with an updated model that spends a prolonged time on the game before hopping onto the next one. I don't envy an average Sewerbean fan. I wouldn't label myself as inconsistent when it comes to games, but I would call myself inconsistent to sticking to a game or a vibe. That's a different thing. But I'm grateful for my fans and for those who have stuck around in this adventure in the sewers. Currently, my main game I'm playing is TFT with a bit of League of Legends era mayhem. I don't stream Somsner's Rift, no thank you. Sometimes Hades 2, and with some gotchas and one-off streams of RPG or horror games sprinkled in. And I've had my friends over. Aizen and Nezia have been frequent guests and they have been lovely, a delight. And it's been so fucking fun. And my bunny has decided that he wants attention. Where the heck are you, guy? Where is he? Yeah, the Sewerbunnies. They be acting up. What is you doing, bro? Even bunnies want cuddles, you know? Hey, why not? Where was I? Oh yeah. And I stream about 2-3 evenings a week. For more information, check my Discord. That's where the most relevant information is being posted. Editor's note. I finished this script in early November. Something has happened in early December. Due to audio issues, demand, and other factors beyond my control, I'm now streaming as your biggest hater and relaxing ASMR streamer. What a fucking combo. Honestly, it has been even more fun. I don't do typical ASMR crackling of the mic. I'll try to attempt to do it on this mic. Sorry, Blue Yeti. You know, all those noises. But turns out I was way more silent in the 2-3 months on stream. Audio issues. Crazy. I thought I sounded fine. But nope, I didn't. Oh god. And now I'm just hating on you, chat, and having a banter and a lovely time, all in good fun, live. That's one of the blessings of being an indie, small VTuber. You can fuck up so many times. You can try so many things without any added pressure. Just people might not come, and you might not get an audience, but the world doesn't owe you anything, so it's not to be expected. I have no clue what I wanted to convey here. This was just a pretty hype moment because, hey, I figured out another issue I was having, one of bajillion, and I decided to share this specific one. Again, for those who might not know me and see this as a singular piece video, you can understand. I'm a big fucking yapper and a big fucking rambler. Anyway, I'm also a musician, so when it comes to my musician's career, this has been a rather grindy year. I have set up a lot of payoffs for 2026, and I hope they fucking land. If they don't, well, we'll see. We'll see, but I hope they do. Besides the things I previously mentioned, I finished the Isekai-themed EP, Isekai-flavored crayons. I had Jack jump in on a beat, and honestly, the end of the year got me making a lot of songs about gachas. I have been on a gacha hype train for a while. It started with Honkai Star Rail, and then Honkai Star Rail got replaced with Zenless Zone Zero, and later Zenless got replaced with Uma Musume. Shinoa has some gacha elements. I've played some Blue Archive. I wanted to try Withering Waves. Gachas are all over the place. They're kind of fun. But currently I'm riding that Uma Musume hype train. Mega. Speaking of gachas and music, I can give you a little bit of a snippet of early 2026. I know the VTuber thing snippet didn't work out. Trust, this will be different. This will be different. Trust. You know. Shout out to Genial Lover. He was the first person I have collabed with internationally that I didn't know beforehand. Dexy, Jack, many others are people who are maybe content creators, quote-unquote public people or public personas, but still I knew them beforehand or in some other way. Genie Lover, however, was the first person I didn't know anything about. Zero connections. I shot a DM at him. What's up? You make Zenless Zone Zero music? I make Zenless Zone Zero music. Well, a song, but still. And I want to make more. Yo, you want to collab? Bada bing, bada boom. Homie was quick to respond, quick to do his bits, quick to agree. Everything turned out as a banger. Homie also spat mad lines. Shit was fire. So huge shout out to him. He is my first international collab. Here's a little preview. And hopefully the song will be out in January of 2026. Hopefully. Other than that, I still dislike and don't focus on Spotify, so my numbers there suck. Oh well, I don't care. I'm really happy that the song for Haru, and 113 did very well, now being my second most listened song of all time in YouTube, and I think third if I calculate my cross-platform viewership. And of course, the crown jewel, the cream of the crop, besides my debut as a VTuber, was the Magical Tragedy Aligned album, which at the time of recording this audio hasn't been released. So, shout out to future and past me for finishing it all up. But that came out on 17th of December. I have been cooking materials, collabs, footage, behind the scenes, and everything for Magical Tragedy Aligned for more than 2 years actually, by this point. The very first song, I'm a Product, got released on 12th of March 2024. That was even before my debut album, a kid that grew up with an unsupervised access to the internet. That's crazy. Of course, work on the songs, concept, and details for the Magical Tragedy Aligned album were hatched long before that. I Am a Product was also the song that Cleo debuted her artwork for, Duke's hobby / Sewerbean. For those who don't know, Cleo is Sewerbean's mom, my mom. She made me like this. And the rest is history. But looking back at it, so many people worked on the album. Musicians, 2D, 3D artists, editors, everything. It has been great. My first mega long-term project that I've done, and I'm just happy that, it got to the finish line. That it saw the day of light, and I can fill you in a little secret. Little secret. Little tiny secret. Okay? I'm not done with the project. Yeah, the main album is done. All the music videos for all the songs individually and as a whole are done. Yes, nothing new from those angles. However, that's not all. I'll not elaborate further on any details, but just know that there are more things cooking for this little project. Maybe some merch, who knows, no spoilers. But I do think that my next album will be ambitious in other places. This was a whole huge project. I want to explore other topics, other things. As fun as this was, it was a lot of work and a lot of investment from monetary angles and a bunch of other places. Plus, you never know. I still might remix a song. I don't plan out remixes. They just happen. And honestly, the saddest story never told is still my favorite song I've done as Duke's hobby. I really love how it turned out. Since I am a VTuber that has a very limited following and the presence in the online world, there are some smaller interactions that will be forever lost in long hallways of the internet. There are a few notable moments that I'd like to mention. At the end of the year, I got a third video editor join the Sewerbean gang, and you'll be able to see their works with Chimney Lover's song, as well as they did the remix for I'm a Product song. Simple, but you'll see more impressive work later down the line. We have some cool projects in the oven, and they're here to stay, and that's pretty fucking dope. Nezia rejoined this sewer crew with her emotes and artwork. Cleo took a step back to focus on her studies, but we'll await her return, and she will be stronger than ever. Trust. For those who didn't know, Nezia was one of the OG artists that worked and helped me with the project. Somsner also is taking a break from the project at the beginning of 2026. Somsner, my long-term editor, to focus on personal stuff. One of my longest-standing musical partners also is taking a break from the project, or he's not as involved. This all makes me sound like I'm a horrible co-worker. All of these changes. Like everyone's leaving. But nah, trust me. All of us are on great terms with each other. You know how life happens. You need a break from things, and sometimes you need some personal time off. You need to focus on other things. This is an ambitious project. I pour a lot of my heart and soul into this. Those are the frequent collaborators. There was a Sewerbean phase where I was all over the place. We might be reaching that again. Who knows? Anyway, that's just some of the behind the scenes stuff that I wanted to mention, just as a little thing. There's a lot of it happening. I'm not going to divulge into details, just know everything is positive, but a lot of changes happen. When it comes to everything else, it's still a crazy year. And one of the more notable things is that we lost Haru Urara this year. That's crazy sad. I cried, and I have cried listening to her songs about her. And it's an emotional journey. I have talked a lot about it. It's not for this video, but it's crazy that we managed to release my song. That didn't go viral. It didn't have to. My songs aren't built to go viral. They're sometimes catchy, but they're definitely not mainstream. They're very niche and very quirky. And who is the audience for this music? I'm the audience. I like making it. And maybe someone will find it enjoyable and in the long run. But the fact that we released it in, I think it was end of July before my debut, and then September came. The cosmic coincidence and everything is crazy. She probably didn't hear the song, of course not. But yeah, it's crazy to look at it back like that. On the more positive notes, not to get super sad, I came back to card games in real life, Magic the Gathering. Plus, at the very tail end of 2026, I bought a Riftbound deck. Guess which champion? Write it down in the comments. If there's one thing I didn't expect for 2026, is that I'll become a brony. Well, not necessarily a brony, but, well, the Uma Musume hype got me mad hyped. It's crazy. The lore for each of the individual horses versus the real life portrayal, the anime portrayal, the game portrayal, the differences, storylines, drama, all that epic shit. It's all so fascinating, and I have been eating it up ever since it got released in the West. I know bronies and Uma fans are two separate fan bases with two separate audiences, all that jazz. It's, of course, don't get your panties in a twist. But holy moly, I have been so engrossed with all the Uma lore, it's just crazy. Uma Musume helped me understand why I fell in love with gachas. It's the colorful cast of characters. That's the thing that got me hooked in Honkai Star Rail. It was Firefly. There were so many colorful, memorable, sassy, lovely characters. Same thing with Zenless. All of the characters were so memorable, so fucking dope, that it just made sense. I liked it. Characters, in my opinion, for my tastes, got stale, got boring. I dropped them. Now I have Momosa for it. I just rolled for Manhattan Cafe, got her. It's amazing. Love it. I think that's enough rambling for the review. I didn't hit some crazy huge milestones this year. Nothing epic. Besides, the debut and album, which are epic in their own right, but nothing crazy epic happened that will, be written about me in the history books. But Sewerbean in the future, this was how you sounded, how you acted, how you were at the tail end of 2025. I don't know what you're doing in the future, little silly puppet, VTuber, magical girl guy, girly, everything in between. This is your awkward self back then. How was 2026? You've probably forgotten all about everything you said in this video. Everything you rambled on, every hopes, dreams, feelings, everything. How you doing, bro? But, hey, what are we gonna expect from 2026 in Sewerbean? Some things won't change. I'm still a musician. I'll still do more streaming with a bit more ASMR flavor. I don't want to oversell and overpromise things that won't show up. Because, once you say you'll do it, you gotta do it. And you can most definitely expect an album. An album a year makes the adventure afloat. Or something. I couldn't think of anything catchy. You can most definitely expect an album though. I know my last one dropped just now, so there's no rush. But significant work has been put in already. And there's a bit of a bittersweetness to it. So I want to release it quicker. It'll make sense in the long run. Trust me. And you'll definitely hear a few features. Definitely. Some projects have begun, some talks have been made. Up until the moment of recording audio for this video, I have been writing about 10 scripts for videos. Some have been finished, some need some reviews, some are distant ideas that might not even be released in 2026. So expect some more lists, yap sesh, maybe even some deck reviews, story times, who knows. Sewerbean doing card game related content? Really? Is this 2020? I have been wondering about writing a game review, or maybe a story, or a book review. There is exactly a single long video essay topic that I have begun writing, but I really doubt it'll be out in 2026. But hey, I have to put significant work into it, and I have put thoughts into it. Also begun writing it. I think I have a page or two done, but I'm still tossing ideas against the wall and see what sticks when it comes to what am I and what do I bring, how do I entertain you guys on the internet. I do want to be consistent, but my consistency is that I'm chaotic. Honestly, I'm dreaming about all the things that 2026 has in store for me. I'm looking forward to watching this video again, made messages to my future self, and then comparing how the year actually turned out. It's gonna be funny. I doubt I will do a live show in 2026, but you never know what comes my way. I also don't think the 24-hour stream will happen on 2026, but I might be wrong. My chat is slowly withering down the number. Currently, I think we're on 725,000 points to do a 24-hour stream. We'll see. Now to go edit all of this. I love y'all. See you when I see you, chat. And I hope you have a great day, night, or evening, wherever you are. Sewerbean out.